LeBron is a huge name in the NBA, and with the passage of time, thanks to his extraordinary skills, the man has made up a fan base of millions. However, do you think you know your star? Like, really know him? He started with a humble beginning, and now that he's right at the top, we're here to fill you in on some of his secrets. Here are things you didn't know about LeBron James. First off, he was an ace at American football. James played football well for his high school. In his brief 2 years as a high school wide receiver, he was twice recognized as an All-Ohio selection for St. Vincent St. Mary. LeBron's mom, Gloria James, had her lone child at the tender age of 16. Gloria and little LeBron were left completely alone when her mother passed away only a few years later. They moved about for almost 6 years, sleeping on friends' sofas and in apartments in the poor section of Akron. Then, at age 9, he met Bruce Kelker, who was organizing a football team for kids. Just so that little LeBron would have some security, Kelker took him under his wing, and the James family moved in with him. Frank Walker, another young football coach, invited LeBron to live with his family by the year's conclusion. LeBron missed 80 days of 4th grade because of his family's unstable housing situation, but he didn't miss a single day of the 5th grade. In high school, he was a monster on both the football and basketball fields. While attending high school, he excelled as a receiver and was named to the All-State team. But he played football once and shattered his finger. Next, he stayed away from football to save his basketball future. Next, his mom was in jail for some time. It was Gloria James who gave birth to LeBron. The 4th grade LeBron James saw his mother's short stint in county prison. She was incarcerated for 7 days due to minor offenses, including trespassing and disorderly behavior. James was so ashamed he wouldn't even attend school for fear of being teased by his peers about his embarrassing secret. Because he skipped a few weeks here and there, he missed a significant chunk of 4th grade because he was too embarrassed to return to school and face his friends. There are 88 out of a possible 162 days. Fortunately, James made up for lost time by maintaining a flawless attendance record throughout 5th grade. Moving on, he had to do push-ups as a punishment. The school that enrolled LeBron James had an unusual method of disciplining its pupils, particularly James. When he was in high school, his coach punished him severely for using profanity. Maybe all this additional work was exactly what LeBron needed, and the coach could see it from the start. Instead of serving his penance by penning lines, he chose to develop his body by a physical activity. We think the coach was using a smart strategy there because back then LeBron was just not interested in participating. Way to get him motivated. Following up, he's married to his high school sweetheart. LeBron is a wonderful dad to his 3 kids with his high school sweetheart he married after graduation. Because of these traits, he is an exceptional person and an exemplary role model. After all, how many celebrities do you know today who are still happily married to the people they met in high school? Even though Savannah Brinson went to a school that competed with LeBron's, the senior basketball players still asked out the junior cheerleader. Since then, even as LeBron's stardom skyrocketed, the two have been inseparable. They tied the knot in 2013 and now have 3 children. But the interesting part here is that Savannah didn't expect what he did with his career. "I just thought he'd be a hometown hero for his era, and it would be over," she said. The most adorable thing is that even today, the GOAT believes that his wife is the reason for his greatness. He said Savannah was down when he was at his high school with no cameras and no lights, and she was there with him. He said, "You wouldn't be talking to me right now if it weren't for her." His relationships with women, whether they're famous or not, have never been the subject of gossip. He has stayed true to his first true love, and we adore that about him. Next, he likes to keep his height a secret. If we're that tall, we'd be screaming our heights proudly in every stranger's face, but that's not LeBron. James, it seems, likes to keep some of his identity a secret. He had a growth spurt and added several inches to his height in the year before his sophomore year. He was already a top 5 AAU talent because of his 6'+ height. However, he stopped agreeing to be measured once he reached 6 foot 6 inches. Some might call it weird. After all, who wants to hide their height? Well, quirky as it may be, that's what LeBron prefers. He said he preferred to keep his height a secret and that he did not want to blow the lid off the whole thing. He even added that the guys at work compared him to a superhero. His preference has always been for people to refer to him as Basketball Man. Gotta give it to him because it's difficult to keep any aspect of your life hidden when you are the best basketball player in the nation and among the best in the world. Moreover, he's ambidextrous. James favors using his right hand for shooting, however, he's ambidextrous and can use either hand. Wow, this man can really do it all. The four-time NBA MVP may be the youngest athlete ever to be thrusted into the limelight at such a young age, and such skills make him even more prestigious. James, who debuted in Akron, Ohio, was a juggernaut in many sports throughout his formative years. When the time came, he was just the third player in NBA history to be selected first overall directly out of high school, joining two others who had previously held this distinction, and the only one to go on to win Rookie of the Year. Even if you have followed King James's career from Cleveland to Miami, back to Cleveland to LA, you may not know these 11 facts. One of the most prized qualities in an NBA player is ambidexterity, the mastery of using both hands with equal ease. Basketball greats who can play with either hand include Kobe Bryant, LeBron James, and Larry Bird. Love to see him at the top of the rest of the GOATs. Moving on, he was among the first few men to cover for Vogue. Until April 2008, when LeBron hit Vogue, only Richard Gere and George Clooney had graced the magazine's cover as males. LeBron is holding a basketball and Giselle with one hand. LeBron is grinning ear to ear, flashing his tattoos and flashing his basketball uniform, but Giselle is beaming in a stunning form-fitting garment. However, the picture has sparked backlash, with some criticizing it for promoting harmful racial stereotypes. James takes what some may consider a gorilla-like position, baring his fangs with one hand dribbling a ball and the other with Bunchins' petite waist. Perhaps the intention was to highlight the differences between masculine and feminine, power and elegance. Vogue may have intended to dispel negative perceptions about black athletes by emphasizing the many ways in which they vary from the stereotypically thin supermodels, but instead, they have just served to reinforce those negative ideas. Up next, he wanted to drop out from high school to join NBA. After his freshman year of high school, many people thought LeBron was already NBA ready due to his exceptional talent. Of course, the NBA wouldn't sign a deal with a 16-year-old and let him play, but that doesn't mean he didn't try. Naturally, he was the country's top young player, but he also played far above his age group. He would soon be a member of the NBA. It was just a matter of time for him. James wasn't a slacker or an academic hater. He simply couldn't wait to pursue his real interests and abilities. He was so anxious to join the league that he applied to enter the draft during his junior year of high school. Even yet, he was still denied entry. His final year of high school was spent preparing for the NBA draft, which he entered immediately after graduation. After that, the Cleveland Cavaliers picked him first overall. Finally, the number 6 means the world to him. When LeBron James left the Cleveland Cavaliers in 2010, he was still wearing the number 23 jersey in honor of his childhood hero, Michael Jordan. But then, for the Miami Heat, he picked number 6 because it held a lot of emotional memories for him. Although there are many unfounded speculations, LeBron has said that he chose the number because his first kid was born on October 6th. It was his Olympic number, and his second son was born in June. So, all in all, 6 just might be his lucky number. That's a wrap for this video. Which of these facts did you not know about James? Let us know down in the comments below, and make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this one. We'll see you next time.